How's it going today, everybody? Last time that we talked about Tophiachu was around a month ago, and when we left off, Tophiachu had accidentally revealed that her and Pegchu were in a relationship with one another, and then she tried to deny it, and it just didn't go very well for her because everybody could already see the proof. It's like, there's no other way you would be hanging out with anybody, throwing bread to gooses and stuff like that, Toph. We know you don't do that. We know you had to have someone talk you into it, so yes, her and that girl were in a relationship with one another, but things didn't go as planned, or at least in Tophiachu's mind, because she's no longer getting any late night chocolate. And no, that's not a euphemism. I'm literally talking about the Hershey Kisses and the Kit Kat bars this lady, who I suspect this lady was giving Tophiachu, the one she was in a relationship with. Because after getting revealed to the public, a bunch of people went to her profile and was questioning her about Tophiachu, and I'd imagine not everybody was the nicest, which is a shame, but it was bound to happen, especially because the notoriety Tophiachu has built up around herself, and this left the girlfriend questioning Tophiachu in general. Like, she even said, I don't know if the Brother Chu thing even happened, which left Tophiachu in hysterics. She was absolutely bawling her eyes out just about every stream. If you guys remember when the Brother Chu incident first happened, basically Tophiachu would talk about 15 minutes and then cry for like 20 minutes. Talk for 15, cry for 20. Well, this has hurt her even more. Losing her girlfriend has absolutely broken Tophiachu. She was planning on making a life with her. She was planning on moving her out into her house. You know, the mythical free house that she's constantly looking for. But now that it's not going to happen, I mean, she'll talk for like 3 minutes and then cry for 20. Talk for a minute, cry for 50 minutes. I mean, Tophiachu is really taking this hard. And I can imagine, Tophiachu has never had a relationship before in her life. She's never had her heart broken. And I would guarantee of all time, she's probably feeling her loneliest because she just absolutely refuses to visit Mamachu, and she got kicked out of the shelter Mamachu is in. So it's gotta be rough, and something even crazier happened that's gonna make it even rougher on Tophiachu, and that is she got kicked out of the common area in her shelter. Now, in the videos we're gonna be watching today, you won't notice that, but in the most recent Tophiachu live stream that she put out, it was filled with music. It wasn't even usable, so I'm just telling you guys about this right now. She got kicked out of the common area. I imagine it was because she was going around there in her underwear, literally making that place her home, and people finally got tired of it. People were telling the coordinators, like, well, we can't be having this. You know, I want to enjoy my time, but here's this girl sitting on live stream to who knows how many hundreds of people in her underwear just listening to music and complaining about things. I can't do it anymore. So now she's got to go outside once again, and it possibly could be related to her girlfriend, especially if she works there or is a part of the shelter themselves. But let's go ahead and jump into the video with Tophiachu freaking out because somebody made a post on the internet she wasn't quite happy with.
I don't have a girlfriend. I didn't get anyone arrested. Guys, if you didn't see my recent posts, then do not talk about things. Go look at my recent posts. I'm not talking about anything. I never said that. So maybe we shouldn't address it here. Like I said, I'm not talking about that anymore. I didn't get anyone arrested. You know, am I really working on my mental health? Like, yeah, it's been a lot. I've been exhausted. Like, I just want to sleep all day, but you know, I have to get up. I don't have a choice. Else I would just be in bed all day. You know, 1 minute I'm doing fine, and then the next minute I'm just like, think of something, and then I start crying. And then, you know, I'm back at it again. It's like a setback. No, guys, I'm not talking about Kayleen, and I'm not talking about Stud Chew or whatever you want to call her. That's not who I'm talking about, guys. And we are not talking about this person on this live. I already made a video post, so please do not come in this live and talk about it. I know I posted videos, but I was upset, and I just gotta, you know, let things settle. Yeah, To reiterate, I didn't get anyone arrested. The person snapped, and I don't know what happened. I really don't know. All I know is that they said someone tried to get them arrested. I don't know, because I know in some parts of the post they were referring to me. And I guess they saw something on my live that I said, which it's my own fault, but whatever. Well, it's not whatever because, it's a situation, but I had to address it, which I didn't have to address it. I shouldn't have made any videos, but I did because I was upset because in partial of the post, the person had literally said that nobody, so I don't know if they were talking to me, and I got a little hurt.
From the way Tophiachu talks about going about her day, you would think she has like a 14-hour-a-day job, 6 days a week, and she's struggling just to get by. But no, Tophiachu doesn't do a thing, but still, yeah, she'll sit there, I had a rough time getting out of bed today. All I want to do is lay around and sleep. I have no motivation anymore after I ruined my friendship. Well, excuse me, my relationship. And it's so crazy that Big Toph is going to sit over here and start trying to blame her viewers like, hey, we're not going to be talking about this, okay? I know on my last 5 or 6 live streams, I was so giddy I couldn't help myself but to brag to you guys that I finally was in a relationship, and I'm now super excited about the fact that I'm an LGBTQ creator and I'm out, so that means I can now sympathy bait with it. And that was Tophiachu's entire plan until it crumbled. And it's not even like it crumbled a lot because the viewers, definitely viewers played some part in it because somebody heard something Tophiachu said and figured Studchu could get arrested for it, and Studchu just has absolutely no idea about this. She was literally telling Tophiachu like, hey, look, I don't care about these haters. It can't be that bad. And then a week in, she's like, oh no, it can be that bad. It was probably just a threat that came her way that she took a little too serious, but still yet it's entirely reasonable for her to be like, Tophiachu, why did you put this out here? Obviously I didn't understand this, but you did, and you just couldn't help but brag about it, and now you're kind of ruining my life. I need to step back and rethink myself. And Tophiachu, she's just like, well, this is all of your guys' fault. I hate you all for this. It's like, well, it is other people's fault, but at the same time, a large chunk of responsibility falls on you. But just like everything else in your life, just like you not wanting to get out of bed and improve your situation, it's because of the inactions you take, and in this instance, the actions you took.
Well, you don't know what's going on, so clearly I'm not going to explain it. Actually, I really wasn't going to say anything. I was upset, so I didn't realize that I had shared that, and right now was not a good time to share it because it's not, how do I say it? It's not very safe to share that. But since it's already out there, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't take back what I said. So now people know. And, I was just trying to be cautious and not sharing that about myself because it's a very uncomfortable situation. Like I said, I'm not talking about anyone on the side. I'm not mentioning anybody. I don't want to, I put in that post, the emotional stuff I shared when I was emotional, which is 100% true, that I'm not going to be talking about the situation unless it is settled privately, which the person hasn't answered, so that's okay. And for people saying that you're being weird, first of all, you don't know the whole situation. It's a very scary, very dangerous situation. But like I said, I tell people, I'm like, this isn't what you want. You don't understand my social media. They're like, oh, I don't care, and then look what happens. And then social media gets involved, and then, that's basically involve myself with people like that, dangerous people. And I'm not going to say the whole situation. I literally, to be honest, they posted on Facebook what was going on in the midst of saying something about me. I didn't put anyone's business out there. They did on Facebook. I only addressed what pertains to me. To literally say that I put someone's business out there, I didn't even know the whole situation of them getting arrested until I saw that Facebook post.
I remember back when Tophiachu had her first suspected girlfriend, and she was denying it, and one of her excuses to get the internet to stop talking about it was to be like, listen guys, you don't know what I go through on a day-to-day basis. And no, I'm not talking about the tragedies that I deal with like a boss on a day-to-day basis. I'm talking about the scary, the grimy world. Like, you guys don't know, like, I might be in a gang. I just might, and potentially I am, and I've released some information that could get me in trouble, guys. Like Tophiachu tried to make it come off like she was some kind of mafioso, like she was really in the stuff. She had jumped off the porch a long time ago, and her viewers just had no idea how rough and tumble Tophiachu was. I mean, she could lay the 1-2 Magoo to any of you guys. There's a reason she was eyeing down Squidchu on the bus every time she sees her. We just don't understand. Tophiachu's a real one, right? Probably not. So it's hilarious that she's trying to pull the same tactic now so people leave this girl alone. It's like, yeah, people should leave her alone, but you did put her out there in the first place, Tophiachu. So it's so weird you're trying to pull the same card. Like, yeah, guys, this girl right here, me and her, we're in some dangerous stuff. We might be the next Bonnie and Clyde. You don't really understand what I've got going on. I try to tell him, like, hey, listen, I know I'm one of the best catches in the ocean over here, Big Toph. But, the tragedy is I just have so many haters that it will make your life a living hell. You don't want to jump into my lifestyle. You never know what could happen. Tophiachu is a real dangerous individual, ladies and gentlemen. And could you imagine if Tophiachu was actually a part of some criminal organization? She wouldn't last a week. She's the biggest liability of all time. If you tell her, hey, main rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Fight Club is the first thing she's gonna say on her live stream. Like, hey, I got into this group with a bunch of neat and like-minded individuals such as myself, and I'm enjoying it. We run the block, we tear it up. I mean, I'm a true menace out on these streets now, guys. You never know. Don't always judge a book by its cover.
So like I was gonna say before, I said I was gonna snap. Being at the place that I'm at, I don't have time for any of that. You guys just want me to apologize for things I didn't do or don't have control of saying. You're not blaming yourself. You're blaming it on others. I didn't even blame that on her. What other people are doing is not her fault. To literally sit here and tell me that I'm not blaming what people are doing to put her family in danger on her. Like, why would you say that? I didn't blame anybody. I said I don't have anything to do with that. I don't. Like, what do you want me to do? Blame myself for something I don't have control over? Nobody wanted to listen. And then now that it gets so serious, everyone wants to sit here and be like, oh, and be like, oh, now look at what you guys did. You pushed it too far. You don't want her to have people in your lives. Now you're ruining things. Where was all of this caring when it was going on? And I politely asked people to stop. And to have to reserve themselves and tell me, well, I don't want to hurt one of your fans. Those are not my fans. Those are not supporters of mine. They're also harassing me. And I do not want to involve myself with people who are doing that. I do not. They're not a representation of me. And I don't like that at all. That's not who I am as a person. And they don't represent me. I don't want people walking around thinking my supporters are harassing people. That's not a representative of who I am as a person. Caring about someone is not being creepy. You don't even know the whole situation. Oh, I would look hideous bald. I have you know how some people have a wrinkly head when they're bald and it's just wrinkles? That is my head. That is exactly what it would look like because I have dips in my head. I don't know if it's from hitting my head, but my head's wrinkly. She's okay health-wise besides her health problems that she already had that she takes medication for. Because she has high blood pressure, she has thyroid problems, she has osteoporosis. She takes medication for that, you know. So, yeah. I just literally explained the situation, Renee. How many times do I have to explain it? I said I was dealing with everything on top of what was going on with my mom. Yes, I was upset over my mom. Hello. That's why I'm upset as well, also. Duh. Duh. But, no, I wanted to show you this one. My dad, me, and my mom. That was me when I was little. And that dress was my baby pageant dress. I was in a baby pageant. And I won. Trophy. First, second, and third place. I was not born fat. By the way, I did this to myself. But yeah. Yeah, I won for most photogenic. They were trying to take a photo of me for the baby pageant and they couldn't. And I was playing in the photo booth, which I had this photo, but we lost it in storage because we lost one of our storages that we had when we had a house. And this was when I was in high school. We lost that storage, like after I got out of high school, I mean. Because they were selling the house, we got a storage, and then we couldn't afford it, we couldn't pay it. But, anyways, I had, my baby pictures when I was in the phone booth. Because they were trying to take a picture, and they couldn't, and they saw me playing in the phone booth. So they took a picture of me, which I'm sad I lost that. Then I got curly top for my hair, which was like second place, I don't know. I got first, second, third. I got third in my class, so I don't remember. But yeah.
How history would repeat itself. Tophiachu, the most photogenic in her entire baby beauty pageant, I would guess, competition she was in, the most photogenic. Who would have thought years later she would just refuse to put the camera down? As much as time changes, things stay the same, and Tophiachu is a prime example of that. And it was a decent part to leave in because she's talking about her family, something she used to think so much of. I mean, really, back in the Chu Cruiser saga, we really didn't think that Tophiachu could like last without Mama Chu and Brother Chu. But no, Tophiachu is just fine without them. She could care less. She brings up Mama Chu just like sparingly, like, yeah guys, Mama Chu's gonna be just fine, don't worry about it. So to give you a little context on the situation, apparently, this is Tophiachu's word, she'll like mention it every now and then, but I guess Mama Chu is being bullied up in the care center she's in, or I guess the homeless shelter, excuse me. She's been bullied up there because she can't hear well, and Tophiachu is having to make multiple calls like, hey, start being nice to my mom, I'm sick of this, even to the point she's thinking about calling the police over it. I figure a better person to take that up with would be like the main coordinator of the program. Talk to them. I feel like they could get that resolved easier than the police could, at least during the initial steps of confronting this issue before you just immediately drag the police into this. But still, yeah, even if Mama Chu is getting bullied, we really have no idea. We're literally going off Tophiachu's word here. It's like you're the one who left her there, basically. I mean, if you didn't get kicked out for live streaming all the time, you would still be there and you'd be able to take up for Mama Chu yourself, but you completely abandoned her. You got kicked out of there for your own actions, and you know what? And in the shelter you're in right now, the same thing could end up happening. You're so close to being out on the streets. I never knew until covering you there were levels to homelessness, but nope, you proved that time and time again because you're kicked out of the common room there. I mean, how much closer is it to you just banned indefinitely?
I literally know. I now know. Like, first of all, for people to say, oh, like, she's doing this, for people, I don't know what it is. Why would anybody say that? Nobody's gonna say that they are that way and get hate because there are people in the world that do not like people like that. So why would I literally just out of nowhere just say that? That's not how it works. You do know that you are born that way, right? And some people don't find out till later on in life. To literally be sitting in that comment section and saying, I don't think she is. I think she was just attaching to herself to anybody that was being not like that. Doesn't make one lick or shred of sense to literally sit here and tell someone they're not something, saying like, oh, you know, she's probably just trying to figure herself out. I am, but in a sense, I do know. Like, I already know. I'm not saying this. I'm not making this up. This is not like a joke. Okay, I'm being dead serious because nobody's gonna sit here and say something like that and possibly get hate for being that way. Why would I want to go through that? I already go through enough as it is. I'm already struggling. I'm being honest. Like, I wasn't. Ooh, I just dropped that. Hold on, guys. Cause I need to. Sorry, my thing flipped. It's like flipless, and I'm just kidding. It flipped, anyways. So. I don't know, this hair keeps trying to get into my nose and it's making me itch, and here's what I'm going to address and why. Because I'm being truthfully honest, right now, even now, I didn't feel safe. It wasn't because I was denying it, it's because it wasn't the right time to say that on my social media with people seeing this. So yeah, that's why I didn't feel safe to share. And when I was upset and, you know, I was emotional, I spilled it. And I was like, oh crap. I didn't even realize till someone had mentioned it in the video, and I was like, oh. So then I had to address it. But yeah. So because that is there, I can't really say about myself. Thank you. If you really want to know, go to the post and see.
It took Tophiachu less than one live stream after coming out officially to do the thing. You know, guys, she was waiting so long to pull this card out. She's like, all right, now that I'm finally out of the closet, I guess I'm just going to say that because you guys are messing with me, you're now messing with the LGBTQ creator, and you need to stop because this is absolutely unacceptable. Sitting here saying like, oh, because I'm like this, you guys are going to criticize me over it, but completely ignoring the fact that she's been criticized for like 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer at this point. It's like, Tophiachu, nobody cares. Even when we was speculating on it and it was like, oh, this might be true, nobody really cared. It was more of a story because you've denied it so long and there was so much speculation in the community over it. It's like, of course, when it finally comes out, people are like, oh, shoot, we was right. But besides that, no one even cares whatsoever. To do whatever you want to do in your life. If it makes you happy, well, then it makes you happy. But what's super lame is trying to pull a card out of it. You guys know the entire time she was with Pegchu, all she could think is, oh, I can't wait to pull this one out. Oh, next time I get messed with, it's game over for them. I'm gonna get them canceled. But that's just not the way it works, Tophiachu. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's enough for me today. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, leave a comment, use the new hype feature as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.